Hey guys, today we're going to learn to make hollandaise sauce. Okay, so this is all you're going to need. Okay, so you need a pan of barely simmering water. You don't want it boiling, you just want it right at the cusp of where it's, you see how there's just little bubbles at the bottom there? That's all you need, okay? So we're actually going to create a double boiler out of this, all right? So we also have 1 stick of unsalted butter melted, cool to the touch. You don't want it to be hot, so let it cool down first, okay? Whisk. So we're going to actually bring that over here. Metal bowl that will fit over the pan of simmering water, but you do not want it to touch the water. So you just want it to sit like right in there. So we're gonna heat from the bottom, indirect heating. You don't want to directly cook the egg because we're not trying to cook the egg here. Okay, so we also have 4 eggs. We're only going to use the yolks out of these. Cayenne pepper. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of lemon juice and a little bit of salt and pepper. So first, let's crack our eggs. Okay, we're just going to separate these into a little bowl over here. So we're just going to separate the yolk from the white. So we're just going to go back and forth until we get all the yolk out. There we go. Okay, so there's yolk. Throw that away. That's 1. So just be very careful because the edges of the shell are sharp. So, you know, if you break the yolk, just get it over into the bowl quickly, okay? So that's 2. Okay, 3. There we go. Okay, back and forth. You only need to move it back and forth about 2 or 3, 4 times, right about that. Okay, so right in the bowl, that's our yolk. And 1 more. If you don't want to waste the yolk, you can either make a omelet or you can save it for meringue or something like that. A lot of people just put the yolk in their, or the white in their fridge. You can make some good things out of it. We'll go over that later this year. Okay, there's my 4th yolk. Okay, at this point, guys, if you're wearing gloves, take your gloves off. We were touching raw egg. Salmonella, so do not contaminate anything. Like, just be very wary of raw egg, okay? So we're gonna get some new gloves. Let my hands dry for a second because they're sweaty. Well, you know what? We don't actually need gloves from this point forward, so that's okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we got our 4 egg yolks. We're gonna get 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Lemon juice out of the bottle is fine. I always like to use fresh lemon juice for this. I think it gives it a better flavor. So we're just gonna juice our lemon. So these ones are nice because it catches all the seeds and the pulp. So basically you're just left with straight lemon juice, which is always convenient. So we're gonna get 1 tablespoon. So that's a little bit less, so I'm gonna grab a little bit more. Right about that, that's about a tablespoon, guys. So from this point, we're just gonna start whisking. So we just wanna start incorporating some air into this and adding volume. So from this point, it's gonna just about double. So we're just gonna keep whisking, keep whisking. This should take 2 or 3 minutes, honestly. So you can already see how it's starting to spread out a little bit, starting to get a little bit more volume. If your hand gets tired, switch your grip. All right, we're almost where we want to be. We're gonna whisk it more after we add the butter to it, but this first step is good to just incorporate a lot of air into it because you want your hollandaise to be, you know, like velvety and smooth. Okay, so this is an important step. So make sure you whisk it really good. So hollandaise is one of the 5 mother sauces, along with bechamel and all the other ones, which we will learn this year. So this is important for you guys to know. Okay, so right about there is where I want my yolk. Okay, so that's just lemon juice and egg yolk at this point. So we're gonna bring it over. to our pan of simmering water, and we're just gonna plop it right on top. So it's not gonna start to cook the egg instantly, don't worry, but we wanna do work like a little bit quicker just because we're dealing with heat and egg. So we're gonna take our butter, and we're just slowly gonna drizzle it. As we keep stirring, we're just gonna slowly drizzle the butter in. So what we're doing right here, guys, is we're creating an emulsion. So this is two substances that don't want to hang out together, but we're gonna force it upon them. So we're actually breaking the egg yolk into like millions and millions of little particles so they can mix with the butter. And there's actually a protein in egg yolk called lecithin, I believe, that acts as an emulsifier as well. So we're just gonna keep doing this. So once we get the butter in, then we're just gonna start stirring very vigorously and just start to warm this up. Okay, so you see all those solids there at the bottom? I don't really want those. Later in class, we'll learn to clarify butter. It's mostly just getting the butter fat out. So I'm just gonna try to get as little bit of that in as possible. So that's perfect. All right, so we're just gonna continue to whisk. So we're adding heat, air, and it's gonna create a nice little, just velvety hollandaise sauce. So if your water is too hot, it's gonna start to physically cook the egg, and it's gonna you're gonna get strands of like scrambled eggs in this, and you do not want that. So you can see how this looks already. Looks really nice, smooth. So we're probably gonna whisk this for like 1 more minute. Smells really good. So I'm starting to come off the burner a little bit. I'm gonna go back. Okay, so guys, the consistency you're looking for is when you lift the whisk up, see how it drizzles off of it like that? So another test is, we're gonna grab a spoon real quick. And so when we put our spoon in, it's physically gonna stick to the back of the spoon, okay? So you want it to stick to a spoon. So we're just gonna whisk this a little bit more. So the reason I use unsalted butter in this is because I want to control the amount of salt in this. Salted butter can change the flavor of stuff a little bit, so I always like to use unsalted and then add salt as I need. Okay, so this is getting perfect. So you can see how much volume we've added. Like when we first started, the eggs were just like, sort of just filling the bottom of the bowl there. All right, so that's our hollandaise right there. That's perfect. So now we're gonna come over and we're gonna add a pinch. A pinch is just whatever hangs out between your finger, basically. Pinch of cayenne. A little bit of salt and pepper, not a lot. Another pinch, basically. Okay. I'm gonna stir that really well. Okay, and this is our hollandaise. You can drizzle it over poached eggs, asparagus, chicken. It's fatty, so it's like fatty and really rich, so it works well with vegetables. It works well with meats. I wouldn't use it on pork or beef, but chicken certainly. So that's our hollandaise, and that's perfect. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you.